According to the National Electrical Code, garbage disposals in commercial applications require ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI protection. This requirement is specifically addressed in two sections of the NEC, namely 210.8A3 and 210.8B3. Section 210.8A3 of the NEC states that all 125-volt single-phase 15 and 20 ampere receptacles installed in specific locations must have ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel. These locations include garages, commercial garages, repair garages, workshops, and similar areas. This means if a commercial establishment has a garage or workshop where a 125-volt receptacle powers a garbage disposal, the receptacle needs GFCI protection. Section 210.8B3 of the NEC further clarifies the requirement for GFCI protection, particularly in commercial kitchens. It specifies that all 125-volt single-phase 15 and 20 ampere receptacles installed in kitchens where food is prepared, other than dwelling units, shall have ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel. This means that any receptacle serving a garbage disposal in a commercial kitchen must be GFCI protected. The fundamental reason for requiring GFCI protection for garbage disposals is to mitigate the risk of electrical shock. Garbage disposals inherently involve the combination of water and electricity, which creates a potentially hazardous environment. If an electrical fault occurs, such as a leak or a damaged wire within the disposal unit, it can lead to an imbalance in the electrical current. A GFCI is designed to detect this imbalance, and when it senses a difference in current between the outgoing and returning conductors, it quickly interrupts the circuit, typically within milliseconds. This rapid interruption is crucial in preventing electrical shocks. In commercial settings, the risk of electrical accidents is often heightened due to the presence of water, food preparation activities, and frequent use of electrical appliances. Commercial kitchens and similar locations can be particularly prone to wet conditions and spills, increasing the likelihood of electrical hazards. Therefore, GFCI protection is not just a recommendation, but a critical safety measure to protect personnel from potentially fatal electrical shocks. To further elaborate on the technical aspects of GFCI protection, it's important to understand how a GFCI device operates. A GFCI continuously monitors the current flowing through the hot and neutral wires of a circuit. Under normal operating conditions, the current flowing through these two wires should be equal. However, when a ground fault occurs, some of the current leaks out of the circuit, typically through a person's body to ground. This leakage creates an imbalance between the hot and neutral wires. The GFCI is designed to detect even a small imbalance, as low as 5 milliamperes. When such an imbalance is detected, the GFCI trips the circuit, cutting off the power supply. This tripping action happens very quickly, typically within 20 to 30 milliseconds, which is fast enough to prevent serious injury or death from electrical shock. There are two main types of GFCI devices: receptacles and circuit breakers. GFCI receptacles are installed in place of standard electrical receptacles and provide GFCI protection only to devices plugged into that specific receptacle. GFCI circuit breakers, on the other hand, are installed in the electrical panel and provide GFCI protection to the entire circuit. In the context of garbage disposals, either a GFCI receptacle or a GFCI circuit breaker can be used to provide the required protection. The choice depends on various factors, such as the wiring configuration of the building, the location of the garbage disposal, and the specific requirements of the local electrical code. When installing GFCI protection for a garbage disposal, it's essential to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. These codes provide detailed guidelines on the proper installation and wiring of GFCI devices to ensure their effective operation. It's also important to regularly test the GFCI device to verify that it is functioning correctly. Most GFCI receptacles and circuit breakers have a test button that can be used to simulate a ground fault and check if the device trips as expected. This testing should be performed at least once a month to ensure the continued safety of the electrical system. In addition to GFCI protection, there are other safety measures that should be taken when working with garbage disposals. These include ensuring that the disposal unit is properly grounded, using appropriate wiring methods, and avoiding overloading the circuit. Regular maintenance of the garbage disposal is also important to prevent electrical hazards. This includes checking for leaks, damaged wiring, and loose connections. If any problems are detected, they should be addressed promptly by a qualified electrician. Furthermore, it's important to educate personnel who use garbage disposals about the potential electrical hazards and the importance of following safety precautions. This education should include instructions on how to properly operate the disposal, how to recognize signs of electrical problems, and what to do in case of an electrical emergency. By implementing these safety measures, the risk of electrical accidents associated with garbage disposals can be significantly reduced. To summarize the key points, commercial garbage disposals require GFCI protection to prevent electrical shocks. This requirement is mandated by the National Electrical Code in sections 210.8A and 210.8B3. GFCI devices detect imbalances in electrical current and quickly interrupt the circuit, preventing serious injury or death. Regular testing and maintenance of GFCI devices are essential to ensure their continued effectiveness. And in addition to GFCI protection, other safety measures should be taken to minimize the risk of electrical accidents. In conclusion, GFCI protection is a critical safety measure for commercial garbage disposals. By understanding the requirements of the National Electrical Code and implementing appropriate safety practices, businesses can protect their employees and customers from the potentially devastating effects of electrical shock.